What is charisma? A charismatic person is charming and inspiring, usually through a combination of confidence, good communication skills, and genuinely expressed emotions. Charismatic leaders can captivate and inspire their followers. They are often seen as visionaries and go getters who can help people visualize an exciting future and motivate them to work towards it. Charismatic leaders need not always be extroverts, but they can tell a good story or put up a good presentation or show to get people excited about a vision and work towards making it a reality. Charisma can be very effective, especially short term, at certain stages of phases in a team's or organization's growth and development. For example, Steve Jobs, the co founder of Apple Inc., is often described as the quintessential charismatic leader, even though many may consider him an introverted tech geek. His visionary approach and ability to inspire both employees and customers was critical to Apple's initial success. His presentations and product launches were highly dramatic and motivational, and they captured the imagination of the audience. He was able to lead Apple through significant transformations multiple times, such as during the launch of the iPod, iPhone, and iPad. But he was also known for his demanding and sometimes abrasive management style, which created a high pressure work environment. His leadership style led to high employee turnover and even some bad business decisions. Apple required strong operational leaders like Tim Cook to balance Jobs' approach for longer term sustainable success. When there is an over reliance on charisma alone, things can go downhill pretty fast. For example, Elizabeth Holmes, the founder of Theranos, was seen as a charismatic leader who inspired investors and employees with her vision of revolutionizing blood testing. Holmes had a compelling vision of making blood tests more accessible and affordable. She attracted high profile investors and board members through her charisma and persuasive abilities. But Holmes' leadership lacked integrity and ethical transparency. Her focus on maintaining her charismatic image led to short term decision making and unethical practices, which ultimately led to the downfall of Theranos. We often give disproportionate weightage to the charisma of a leader for the simple reason that it's easier for us to observe. It's much harder for us to gauge and evaluate their other skills, like their integrity, their problem solving and analytical skills, their team building skills, or their resilience. All of these factors are much harder to measure and judge than charisma. But put together, these other factors are far more important and valuable for leadership, especially long term. As management expert Dr. Martin Goodman likes to say, good leadership is often quite boring. Good leaders may not always be very charismatic, but they are usually fair, reliable, and ethical, and capable of building strong, trust based relationships with their followers. They are systematic and evidence based in their decision making. They prioritize the well being and development of their team members and are committed to the long term success of their teams and organizations. Research has found that the attraction of charismatic leaders can result in an overvaluing of their capabilities and skills, while underestimating the contributions of their other personality factors or external organizational factors. This can lead to risky decision making and unethical practices. Also, the admiration that these leaders receive can often result in them becoming overconfident and start ignoring critical feedback, which can lead to bad decision making. Research and data suggest that genuinely good leaders are often characterized by a blend of personal humility and professional will. These leaders are often quiet, reserved, and self effacing, focusing on long term growth, results, and success rather than personal charisma. They do have the passion, probably much more of it, but it is expressed less dramatically. Their success is based more on consistent, practical actions and routine tasks rather than sensational leadership. Also, effective leaders are flexible and adaptable. They rely more on the evidence and trends rather than on confident proclamations and sticking to their guns. Angela Merkel, Chancellor of Germany from 2005 to 2021, is often described as a good leader due to her pragmatic and steady approach. She may not have been very charismatic, but her decision making process was systematic and based on careful analysis and an evaluation of the data. Merkel provided consistent and stable leadership which helped Germany navigate several crises, including the Eurozone crisis and the refugee crisis, as well as the COVID 19 pandemic. She was also known for integrity and ethical approach to governance. Under her leadership, Germany became the economic powerhouse of Europe. Another example of effective leadership is Jacinda Ardern, who was Prime Minister of New Zealand from 2017 to 2023. Ardern's leadership style was characterized by empathy, transparency, and calculated decisions. She became known globally for her response to the Christchurch mosque shootings in 2019, where she demonstrated profound empathy and solidarity with the Muslim community. Her swift and decisive actions in response to the COVID 19 pandemic helped New Zealand control the virus effectively. She received praise for her clear communication and evidence based policies. Ardern's leadership approach was not based on charisma, but was more focused on inclusion, kindness, and strong ethical principles, balancing empathy with effective governance. While charisma can be valuable, it is only one factor to consider when evaluating effective leadership in organizations, institutions, or politics. For sustained success, leaders must also demonstrate integrity, ethical conduct, a systematic and rational approach to decision making, empathy, inclusivity, resilience, and adaptability.